Questioning.
Thank you. I'd like to ask a question about Egypt and also do Lebanon as well, because I wrote the Syria Accountability Act, and one of the things that we used in that act, I did it with the current chair, Ms. Ross-Leighton. We wanted Lebanon. We wanted Syria to get out of Lebanon, and we know that there's been a lot of change and uproar in Lebanon. First of all, the pro-Western government fell. There is a new Prime Minister designate Mikati. I'd like to ask anyone who would care to answer, what is your assessment of him? Is he qualified for the position? And he was obviously nominated by Hezbollah. So that makes me worried. So I would just like to ask that, and I would also like to speak about the special tribunal in Lebanon. Hezbollah bitterly opposes the special tribunal because that's the international body investigating the '05 assassination of former Lebanese Prime Minister Hariri. It's widely expected that the special tribunal will indict some members of Hezbollah. And what should the administration do if that happens and the Lebanese government decides to withdraw its material and verbal support from the STL? Should we, at that point, attempt to pick up the financial slack? So let me ask that Lebanese question first, and then my question on Egypt is, what are the similarities that you see between the uprising in Iran, the revolution in 1979, and this? Many people have said it's very similar. Many people have said no because of differences. I'd like to hear your analyses of it. Anybody who'd care to answer either question, I'd be grateful.
Mr. Engel, I'd just start. I think that Mr. Mikati is, in the technical sense, qualified to be Prime Minister of Lebanon. But, as you said, he was put there by Hezbollah. This is supposed to be, under their constitution, a Sunni seat, but the Sunni community did not choose him. He's a cat's paw for Hezbollah, and this is, in a sense, a soft coup by Hezbollah. And I would argue that if he does not support, Prime Minister Mikati does not support the Special Tribunal for Lebanon, I hope our relations with him reflect that. I would, for example, suggest he not be invited to the United States to meet the President, to go to the White House, to come up here on the Hill, if that is the position that he is taking. Just very quickly on, I would draw two distinctions between the Iran situation and that of Egypt. One, there is no Khomeini. There's no great opposition leader, excuse me, that we have to fear, let's say, on the Muslim Brotherhood side, nor is there, unfortunately, a Valença, a Havel on the Democratic side. The second difference is the army collapsed in Iran, and of course it hasn't collapsed in Egypt. And one of the things we're all saying here today is that we don't want it to collapse. We want it, however, not to try to maintain the old regime forever, or people will lose faith in it.
Thank you.
I think that was an important point, that there's no central religious figure to fear in Egypt. And I think that things have not gotten so rotten and so bad in Egypt that you really have people accruing to a religious leader or a religious party and leaving almost no room for what we used to call moderates in Iran.
First, I think we should remember how fresh and new the Egyptian situation is. It's still less time has passed in Egypt than what took Ben Ali to leave in Tunisia, and that was so fast. We should not rule out the idea that leaders will emerge, whether it's this Google executive or somebody else, may emerge to be the face of the faceless revolution, and that would be important. I do concur with the sentiments that were expressed by Elliot on Lebanon, Congressman. I would just add that that there are Security Council requirements, both regarding the Special Tribunal on Lebanon and regarding security in the South, that the government of Lebanon is required to maintain. And it would be appropriate for the United States not to have to act alone, but to act in concert with its Security Council partners to see that even this government in Lebanon either fulfills its requirements or is censured. And that would be a great embarrassment to Lebanon, to the Hezbollah-backed government.
I just think, let me conclude, that the violation in Lebanon of the ceasefire in the war with Israel, with all these missiles and weapons which were supposed to be not allowed to come back in the country, is really alarming, and it's something we really need to take very seriously. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.